Financier Bernard Madoff has pleaded guilty to one of the biggest frauds on record. He told a court in New York today that he was deeply sorry and ashamed. He is now in prison awaiting sentence. Madoff's scheme took in thousands of investors around the world and involved some $50 billion. For more details, let's join our North America business correspondent Greg Wood in New York.
Hugh, Bernard Madoff is behind bars tonight after making a full confession in the courthouse here behind me to a mammoth swindle. He pretended to invest billions of dollars on behalf of clients, but simply recycled the money, using it for his own ends. This report contains flash photography.
It was just after dawn as Bernard Madoff emerged from his luxury Manhattan apartment, where he's been under house arrest for the past 3 months. A police escort accompanied him on the short journey to the courthouse. He's done this many times, but this would be the last. The world's media awaited the arrival of the man who committed fraud on a global scale.
Good morning, America, and this morning it is Judgment Day for Bernie Madoff.
The sheer size of his crime has gripped the US TV networks, who've dubbed Bernard Madoff possibly the biggest thief in American history. In a hearing lasting just over 1 hour, Mr. Madoff answered guilty to a list of 11 charges, including fraud, perjury and money laundering, carrying a maximum sentence of 150 years. He's admitted misappropriating $50 billion, though the true figure may never be known. Until recently, Bernard Madoff displayed a staggering degree of self-confidence, claiming that the type of fraud he perpetrated was unthinkable.
It's impossible for you to for a violation to go undetected, certainly not for a considerable period of time.
But today in court, it was a very different tune. He made a full confession, saying, "I'm actually grateful for this opportunity to publicly comment about my crimes, for which I am deeply sorry and ashamed. As the years went by, I realized my risk, and this day would inevitably come." Some of his victims were in court. A few made brief statements. Outside, they told their stories.
What did you make of Mr. Madoff's statement in court?
Well, he said he was under oath, so maybe we have to believe him.
He said he was sorry and deeply ashamed. Do you believe that?
No, I don't.
I want him to be taken away in handcuffs into jail for the rest of his life, and I hope he lives a very long life.
Will that be enough justice for you if he goes to jail for the rest of his life?
There can never be enough justice for someone who destroys your life, not just our life, but thousands of other people.
I'm very happy he's in jail. If I came away today and he wasn't in jail, I would be outraged. So I like this judge.
For many years, from these offices on New York's 3rd Avenue, Bernard Madoff ran one of the world's biggest frauds through a number of front companies, including one in London. His victims were the wealthy and powerful, including Hollywood royalties such as Steven Spielberg, John Malkovich and Kevin Bacon. The court is demanding that he makes full repayment to his victims. But in truth, most of the money has disappeared and they're unlikely to get anything back.
Bernard Madoff's bail was revoked. He was remanded in custody and led from the court in handcuffs. He'll be sentenced at a later date, but he's certain to spend the rest of his life in prison. Hugh.
Greg, thank you very much. Greg Wood there, our North America business correspondent in New York.